Well, I tried to get the next video out before E3, but I ended up catching that dreaded E3 bug a little early, so we're running a little late with the next request for the Indie Showcase, and it's Octodad, Dadliest Catch. There are just some games you can kind of get an idea of what you're getting into just from the title shot alone, and I think Octodad is definitely one of those. But before I head into Dadliest Catch, we're going to take a look at the original game, simply titled Octodad. It was a freeware title a group of university students developed to showcase for their school's independent game festival, where it ended up winning over 8 rewards. Not bad, not bad. The game placed you in control of Octodad, an octopus trying his best to carefully masquerade as a human. He's got his own joint, his own business suit, and even has a wife with 2 kids. This cephalopod's going the whole 9 yards. So as Octodad, you had to simply perform everyday commonplace tasks without revealing your true nature. If you didn't perform your duties correctly, your suspicion meter would fill up, and if it maxed out, you had to try again. It's a concept that's remarkably easy to grasp, but here's the real challenge. Moving Octodad is one of the most painfully awkward things you'll ever experience. Well, you're an octopus trying to act human. You thought this would be a walk in the park? No, but it really is hella awkward. You gotta use the mouse buttons to individually move Octodad's limbs. You switch between your hands and legs to sluggishly move across the room in a constant battle against your patience and the physics engine. You fidget around with Octodad's arms to grab stuff and place them where they need to be, which is like performing fucking surgery, and you pray to God that you don't break your mouse trying to climb upstairs and ladders. If this wasn't the point to Octodad, I'd have put this down after the first 5 minutes, but the struggle of keeping Octodad's facade going strong is what gave it its appeal. First, you're a damn octopus trying to blend in as a human. You know, it's like if Chicken Boo from Animaniacs starred in his own video game. Secondly, your family actually buys into the whole thing. They have no idea you're an octopus, except for the persistent chef, who can see right past your disguise and wants to turn you into sushi. And well, finally, you just look so goofy trying to get around your own house. And again, you have your own house! Either way, a bunch of the game makers joined forces to create their own studio called Young Horses Incorporated. In 2011, they made a Kickstarter for an Octodad sequel, originally labeled as Octodad 2. It was successfully funded, and in 2014, it was released as Octodad, Dadliest Catch for Steam, Macs, and the PlayStation 4. It just recently saw release on the PlayStation Vita, and a Wii U Xbox One port is on the cards for later this year. Conceptually, it's no different than the original. The scope's a little larger, but you're still controlling an octopus impersonating a human in hopes of keeping your family completely oblivious. But with an actual budget this time, we have smoother graphics and a comedic presentation that complements the silly foundation of Octodad. The first game did have a sense of humor, I should stress that, but it was mostly centered on the same joke: the octopus is trying to do human things. And yes, that's still a major punchline for Dadliest Catch, but accompanying that is a simple story containing great writing and lighthearted characterization that results in a bunch of other jokes that had me giggling like a fool more than a dozen times.
Thank you for visiting the deep ocean. Were you undelighted? I bet you weren't.
It doesn't match the amount of times I laughed just watching Octodad perform household duties and everyday errands though. This is one of those games that just speaks for itself visually. Like, you're still fighting against the physics engine, but it's easier to individually control each limb, and you're given more leeway with a broader design. You can also use a controller this time, which I heavily recommend as it feels better suited for this type of game. I nearly cracked my mouse just trying to move Octodad in the first title. I still came across those unfortunate snags along the way. When Octodad gets his foot caught in between objects, wiggling it free can take a disturbingly long time, but not in the funny sort of disturbing. Reviewing this type of game is kind of like reviewing a comedy film, in which the main source of enjoyment is highly subjective. If you don't find these jokes funny, or if you don't find the idea of an octopus desperately hiding a secret identity remotely humorous, then you'll probably only see a game that has a painful control scheme and slippery physics that'll turn you away. But if you're all about that physical slapstick, watching Octodad flail his arms to make coffee, or flipping burgers, or shooting some hoops to win a prize, this might be your type of game.
Now get out of here! I'm sick of your face!
You son of a... Motherfucker, I am your goddamn nurse. If something happens to your bony ass, I'm your lifeline. You hear me? You fucking hear me? To hell with you and your watermelon!
Patient alert in room 205.
Oh, well now. We better get you to the OR. Ah, damn, I'm so sorry. Here, let me make that up for you. Like snacks? You want some snacks? You want some fucking snacks? Get your ass on the bed. I'm the one that decides your fate, buddy. Octodad, head nurse, bitch. See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Octodad can be filled with wacky hijinks like that if you're willing to accept the control scheme. I just find something innately humorous with things succumbing to a digital physics engine. It's physical slapstick, and I'll say that again. Dadliest Catch is about 2 hours long. I understand it's not very long, but for this sort of game, I don't think it needs to be. But it has some added scenarios placing Octodad in different situations if you want more bang for your buck that way. And hey, during the time of this review's upload, it's on sale over at the dreaded summer Steam sale. Get on that shit if you're interested. Otherwise, it costs $15. That's a price I think it's worth on the comedy alone and its catchy theme song, but you should always jump on a sale when you can. And I say we're just over halfway done with the next indie showcase, ladies and gentlemen. We still got a handful of games left, but I gotta start preparing for the Too Many Games convention, which is next week. I cannot believe time is going by this fast. But before I head to that, I'm gonna have another review ready for you guys, and the finale of the Majora's Mask 3D live stream with my co-host Nathan. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.